Hello everyone, this is Big Bad Goose from pbnation.com plus Scott Guzman on YouTube. So before I did something that I didn't want to put off for too long was that I wanted to do a follow-up review on the Insight NG. So here is my first Insight. I took out the board, the bolt, for a couple reasons. I will be sending in my bolt to be getting, or my engine, so that I will get a new engine with the updated can, the updated bolt, mostly to match my current new one, which belongs to this new Insight NG. So, couple things. The first Insight works flawlessly. There are a couple problems that I had that I ended up addressing in my first video, as long as in the comments as well. Used blue Loctite just to keep the bolt, red bolt, coming loose from the guide, which was the blue part of the bolt. And so I wouldn't have to over tighten it, and as Bob has explained, is the people that are over tightening are causing the excessive bolt wear, which is what I have from the first time I over tightened it. Any bolt wear should be normal with your gun, so don't feel bad if it decides to wear on you. So differences in the old bolt to the new one are kind of, I would say, minuscule, because the same operation is achieved. The rear can is the exact same as from the first iteration to what is now basically production bolt. What I have is, the prototype, as we dubbed it, because it was the first workable engine that was available. Now, this is what I mean that I am happy with the Insight, because I have purchased a second one. This is a 1 of 5. You won't find it anywhere, basically. If you do get one, congratulations. However, they are not exactly the same, so you will have a hard time finding that exact same scheme. So I purchased that one because I enjoy the marker. I believe it's good. I wouldn't buy a second one if I didn't think the first one was good enough. And the second one is obviously better because of the upgraded engine and all the work that went into it. However, if you do happen to get the older style bolt, you will notice that you'll be at higher milliseconds on your dwell. You won't get as great as efficiency. However, Bob Long is very courteous to his customers, and if you send in your engine, you will get the upgraded version. This upgraded, or the now production engine, is what came standard on my gun. So let me address any problems that you may have. If we take apart this bolt right here, forgive me, I'm using the one hand. So inside here is the a number 10 where the ram goes through the valve, and inside there's a number 10 that Bob has said put a urethane number 10 in. That will make this move a whole lot quicker. You'll use less pressure and hence a smoother shot. Inside is a number 19. It is suggested now, and if you're getting a brand new Insight, to change out that 19 for a 20 × 2 O-ring. And that will make sure that no air is passing between this and giving you shoot down. Some people were complaining of breaks and things like that, and I experienced them myself. So I replaced those out. However, as I'm going to be setting this engine back in, they will be doing all that good stuff for me. And that's about it. One of the complaints I had was that the can was coming loose from the back, and how I fixed that was I would use thread tape. Just your average thread tape, costs you about $2 at any hardware store. So if you're having your can come loose, and you can't seem to figure out why is it coming loose, well, it might be just because you don't have the 20x2 O-ring. Who knows? I will defer and say, instead of worrying about it constantly, I put thread tape. That fixed any issues I had. So that's about it. Other things to look for is make sure everything's tight. As you see, I have the back cap off of this. There's a little O-ring right there, right where my thumb is. If that isn't tightly sealed by the back cap, you will experience some problems. The gun won't shoot right. It sucks. So make sure your back cap is always tight. And if you ever take it off for cleaning, make sure you just replace it and make sure you don't lose this little O-ring. Otherwise, you'll start getting some leaks and just overall suckiness. Other than that, make sure the board's upgraded. If it's not broken, don't fix it. I'm just sending in my board because, hey, I'm sending in the engine. Might as well send the board in anyways. The gun's going to be down regardless, so just send it in. Not a whole lot of maintenance that you need to do on the gun itself. I haven't even touched the regulator since I bought the gun. It's been about 7 months since the last time I owned it. This one is a new edition. It showed up about a week ago, and it's definitely a nicer version of what I previously had. All Insights will work. Most of them have been just user error. So don't feel frustrated if the moment you pull it out and it doesn't work. Bob will take care of you. One way or another, you will have a working gun. The issue was mostly tracked down to the O-rings. That's what has come from Bob. It's what I experienced. For the most part, since day one that I've had this Insight, it's worked. The only problems have been my fault. That is all. So, I hope you enjoy the review. Please support American-made Bob Long and enjoy your Insight. I know I have. I own 2 of them. Probably the best efficient spool marker out there. Very quiet. Very smooth. The lower the milliseconds that you can get on the dwell, the better. However, there are some people that will only get down to 10, some will get down to 9, and there's been the fabled 8, as was first promised from the Insight, and a few people have been able to get it. The more the gun is used, obviously, the more you're going to get down to it. So, not a whole lot of lubing. Put a little bit of lube right here, move it back and forth on that. Put a little bit of lube right there on the red bolt so that you can go through the O-ring that's underneath, right here, underneath where this O-ring is, and then lube the back O-rings along the prop shaft. And that is about it. And we will have to put some lube on these O-rings that are along this part of the can, or the ram housing, and that'll do it. It's very easy, very quick, not a whole lot to do as far as making sure that the gun shoots at the right milliseconds, or not milliseconds, but at the right FPS. So buy it. I mean, if you're looking for a spool valve that works, these work. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any more questions that I can answer for you, let me know. I'll be happy to let you know.